How's it going, everybody? It is Thursday, May 14th, 2026. I am back in downtown San Diego, not for a Padres game, even though I'm wearing a Padres sweater. I am here to go see a movie. There's a small, I believe it's independent movie theater here called the Digital Gym Cinema, or Digital Cinema Gym, something like that. And I'm gonna see a movie called Blind Cop 2. Now if you're wondering, well, I've never heard of Blind Cop, the first one, that's because there is no first Blind Cop. Blind Cop 2 is a satire. It is a spoof of 1980s action films, and this is supposed to be like the sequel to a non-existent movie called Blind Cop. Now, I'm not like a big I don't really know anything about this movie necessarily, right? Other than what I read. I'm here because the guys from Meg64 are supposed to be here doing a Q&A with the filmmakers after the movie is over. And I'm a big fan of Meg64, so I want to see them and hopefully laugh. I want to laugh at the movie. I want to laugh at hopefully their moderation and have a good time. That's my plan tonight, is to have a good time. So here we go. Well, when there's no Padre game going on, downtown is pretty quiet, especially on a Thursday. Now I am pretty far from like the gas lamp area, you know, the big main touristy party spot of downtown. But this is still pretty quiet. There's Petco Park down there if you can see it. Anyway, see if I can find a place to grab a drink or something before I go in. The movie doesn't start for an hour, so I'm gonna wet my whistle. So this is where the movie theater's at. It's the only theater I know that looks like it's in an office building. Yeah. It's nice. I've been there once. Came here for a different Meg64 event. They did a very weird, interesting mashup double feature where they played the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Critters. Now, if you've seen the original Ninja Turtles film, you know that at some point in the film, very early in the movie, Raphael goes out to go see a movie at the theater, and it is Critters. So we watched the first, like, I'd say 10 minutes of Ninja Turtles, and then they played the entire Critters film, and then we finished watching the rest of Ninja Turtles. It was the weirdest double feature I'd ever seen. Yeah, it's an interesting space, man. It's just like you're just like in an office building, and the theater's over here. Oh, look at some art. I'm gonna go look at this art. These are incredible. I wonder if these are like scratches. Remember, I did these art pieces in high school. It was basically a piece of like cardboard paper with like this black kind of like gunk on it, and you would like scrape it off with a stray razor. This looks like they painted, so they probably painted this canvas and then scratched in all that stuff, and then probably used to like get brushes to get the strokes there. These are incredible. Oh wow. This detail is amazing. Alright, I don't know if he scratched, or whoever made these scratched it necessarily. Might actually be white paint on top of the black paint. Okay, so it's I think it was supposed to look like a scratching technique, but I feel like they painted, like the white portion is painted, like that's not canvas color. Like, here's the canvas color right here, right? And that looks different than the canvas color. So either way, just an incredible.
Hi, welcome everybody to the West Coast premiere of Blind Cop 2.
Hey!
We are Meg64, and we are honored to be hosting this screening. I think we see a lot of Meg64 fans here. Welcome. Yeah, shouts out. We are going to be doing a Q&A with the filmmakers after this screening, but they wanted us to say what drew us to this screening to begin with, and I'm going to hand the microphone off to Sean to answer that question.
Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to say it anyways. I heard that a lot of this was shot illegally, and that's how we roll as well. You just gotta take the shot, and then you apologize later if they get yelled at you. So I just admired that, and I'm excited to see the movie.
I mean, we've always loved independent filmmaking. We've been making stuff here in San Diego for 20-something years independently. But, you know, lately it feels like the movement is having another renaissance, you know. You had Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie recently, you know, and they're kind of doing things on their own coming up, you know, and they started real scrappy. This movie, you know, was done very low budget. People funded it, and there's, you know, an indie kind of excitement. And, yeah, we're drawn like moths to a flame to that stuff, so.
Why don't we bring up the director of the film, Alec Bonk, to have a few words for the screening.
Thank you, gentlemen. Shout out Meg64. Hey! Also, Digital Gym Cinema for hosting our West Coast premiere. All right. Appreciate you guys coming out for Blind Cop 2. Who here has seen Blind Cop 1? Has anyone seen it? You're a liar. There's no Blind Cop 1. Everyone get that guy.
There's one in every screening. There's a liar, dude.
So if you can guess, Blind Cop is a sequel to a film that doesn't exist. It's an action comedy. It's a labor of love. We all spent many years on it. I got my partner Isaac, who plays Schmitty. Shout out Isaac. And Augie, who shot the movie, and we all wrote it together. So we just appreciate you guys being here for this premiere, and we'll be here for a Q&A after, and we got a merch table, so stick around. All right, let's do this shit.
All right, Alec Bonk, director. We already met you, but let's hand the microphone off and get an introduction from the others here.
Absolutely, sure. So I'm Isaac McKinnon. I co-wrote the film with these two guys, and I play Schmitty in the movie.
And I'm Augustin Huffman. I was the cinematographer, and I also co-wrote it with these guys, and I have some small roles.
Where did this idea come from, and what inspired you guys to make Blind Cop 2?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think it came from like this frustration we had of seeing all these like sequels and reboots, and that was like almost 10 years ago. And
It's gotten worse.
It's kind of gotten worse. So, but you mentioned like Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, and Matt Johnson was actually a big inspiration where he talked about try to make something that Hollywood won't make, but even can't make. So that was something we tried to bring to this. They can't make a sequel to a movie that doesn't exist. So we thought that was a way to set us apart. So.
Yeah, I feel like there's a bigger thirst for this kind of stuff than ever right now. You know what I mean? Like, especially, yeah, what you said. No one's going to get clearance to make anything like this right now. So it's really refreshing to watch. I'm curious, how long ago did like this go into planning versus when you actually were like shooting it?
I mean, Alec, really, you've technically been making this for a
10
decade?
years, yeah. I mean, well, it's weird. I started writing this in 2016, but I even actually shot a Blind Cop in high school back in like 2011 or something.
Oh, wow.
What fucking year are we in right now? That was like 15 years ago. We made a trailer to a movie, Blind Cop, and we never made the movie. But it's like everything you thought a Blind Cop movie would be, you know, immature, stupid jokes and all that. So when we met in college, I showed him like this shitty script I had for a Blind Cop 2, and we thought, hey, that'd be an interesting idea. Let's like expand on that. And we took actually like 3 years writing it, from 2016 to like what did I say that right? 2016 and 2019.
It definitely evolved a lot over time.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because when we all met at Hispanic College of Art and Design, and I specifically remember when he showed the first version, the first draft of this to his class, the professor was like, you can't make this. He's like, you can't do this. And Alec, I think that really set something off in Alec. He's obviously a very motivated person. I think he was like, fuck you, I can make it.
I'm like really curious to know, especially the lighting. Like, you guys, I love seeing these kinds of reflections on faces. So I would really like to know what kinds of references you guys were looking at for your lighting setup and for your colorization.
Yeah, totally. Thank you. We were looking at a lot of 80s, 90s movies, obviously, and I feel like for the lighting, like something that those movies do a lot is there's a lot of harsh lighting that's unmotivated, and so that was like something that we kind of leaned into.
It makes the sweat pop. They love the sweat.
That kind of leans into like having sweaty actors, and then you have these harsh lights, and it like reflects on them nicely, and so that was kind of like the MO with the lighting was harsh kind of lighting that's semi-unmotivated. And then, the color palette, like, I feel like Terminator, like, kind of cool and, like, grimy feelings. It was kind of the direction that we were going with that. But, and then in terms of, like, the camera, we shot on a Sony A7 III, which is just like a consumer, like, DSLR camera. But we used these vintage Zeiss lenses that our producer had that,
They're from the 70s.
Yeah, they give it a lot of charm, and that's like that, and the lighting I think contributes a lot to the look.
I think it's important to note those lenses are the same lenses that Stanley Kubrick used to film Full Metal Jacket and The Shining.
The exact one.
So you can do a triple feature. You can do The Shining. You can do Full Metal Jacket, Blind Cop too.
Alec, I wanted to ask you. You said your teacher said like this was a crazy idea. Has he or she seen the movie yet?
They haven't. I mean, we've been trying to play this at our college, but they just won't answer my emails. So I think they don't believe it's a real movie, so we're like, we'll go to the West Coast first, and maybe they'll take us. But yeah, they were like, everyone in my class was like, this guy's crazy. He's not taking this seriously. And that was our thing. Is like this was part of my senior film. I did a trailer we made a trailer out of the script and did a Kickstarter, and that was our big philosophy. Is like a lot of people make a short film for like $30,000, and then once they graduate, they do nothing with it, or it's just over. And we're like, let's do a film that will carry on with us past, years past college. And we didn't know that would be 10 years.
Yeah.
But it's been great. I mean, and yeah, we shot this in the can for $35,000. So that's one of those short films.
Well, considering you were so scrappy with your filmmaking, a lot of things in this movie really work really well. Special effects, the gore.
The gore was great, yeah.
And even the props in the movie, Blind Cop's car, the missile, and even little things like the cereal box, I was noticing all that. So my question for all of you is, what were some of the biggest challenges to making the world of Blind Cop, and what are some of the things you're most proud of?
Yeah, I mean, I think what was tough is like this is set in the 80s, so with a small budget, we really tried to be specific and not like show things that take you out of the world. No cell phones, no modern cars. I think there's a little bit of that. Like I always notice like our buddy Wiz plays one of the henchmen. He has like skinny jeans on. I don't think they had that in the 80s. And there's some shots if you look in the background, there's like modern cars. But I think keeping it in that world was hard, but it also helped us like give us this canvas to make the movie. And just like a different lens to shoot it through. So
one detail I like pointing out: anytime you see an American flag in the movie, it's almost always covering up a flat screen TV. So like in the bar, like that was literally a bar that had been burned out. Like they had a horrific fire. It was when we went in there and we took out all the rubble, the glass, the black mold. We wore respirators because we needed a location, right? And then we're like, well, fuck. There's like and then the other ones that'd be flat screen TVs. Like we'll just put an American flag on it. Fits the theme.
I mean, another big challenge of the film is a lot of it takes place at night, and like when we were writing it, we're like exterior night, and then like you get to shooting, and it's like 3 weeks of shooting overnight, and it was like nightmarish. It was just like
well, for reference, we were all sleeping on inflatable mattresses in a basement for like 3 months, just like our whole
my
crew.
parents' basement.
The parents' basement. That's true.
There was like 20 kids in my parents' basement. They were still working, so we'd come home at like, I don't know,
7 a.m. and
Yeah.
wake everyone up.
We were vampires for a while.
We would come home at 7 and be like, let's watch a movie.
I would say, just really quickly in terms of like the difficulty. So obviously, like we all wore multiple hats, right? It was a very scrappy film. So I was Schmitty, and I also wrote it, and then I was also technically the armorer and kind of the prop master. So we had to deal with the gun props. We didn't use a blank gun. We were very safe with that, of course. That was very important. But all that shootout stuff at the end is actually second unit stuff, and it's in a place in Atlanta. It's in like an abandoned school. We rented it for about $100 a night, and we had to run generators through it because there was no power.
No bathrooms.
Yeah, and then we were just firing a blank gun in there in a residential area. But
But it was Atlanta. They were cool with it.
Yeah, they were really cool.
You mentioned the practical effects. We try to do as much practical effects as we could. That's what we love about these old '80s movies. Is it's tangible. They have all this great gore. So we would have blood squibs, and some of the stuff at the end, we only had one take because blood would go everywhere.
Yeah.
So, but it was a fun challenge, and I think it really added some texture to it.
Well, when the blood shoots all over my face, we had to do that in one take, and I tried really hard to keep my eyes open because I thought it would be extra dramatic if you could see it shooting into my scleras or whatever, and that was great. It looks great. Yeah. I did have to get it out of my hair and my eyes with Dawn dish soap. I was one of the baby the ducklings that got hit in the oil spill. It was fun. It looks great.
It's funny because you guys mentioning that your old school hasn't had anything to do with you. It's funny because we the three of us met in high school. We're still working together, and there have been multiple times where we tried to hey, we met in theater, so we were like, what if we shot something in our old theater and got the school involved? And same thing. They're just why are you calling us? What's wrong? Yeah. It's okay. But anyway, I'm curious with this. Did you guys shoot? I guess how much is on the cutting room floor? Is everything pretty much in there? Do you have a ton? Do you guys overshoot? What's your style with that? Is there a ton of deleted scenes? Or...
Yeah, we cut as much as we could. Anything that was fell flat or just was dragging, we cut. I think this was originally a 90-minute movie, and it's down to 83 minutes.
Well, the original ending of the film.
Yeah, we had to redo the whole ending because we had a bunch of different shoots. We had 2019 where we took our Kickstarter money, which was $20,000. We're we can shoot a whole action movie for that. That's a lot of money.
Somehow we ran out of money. What the fuck?
And then by shooting day 30, we're all exhausted, and all of our crew had to go back home.
We had 4. By the end, there was four people on a camera.
We're we can't do this whole shoot at the end with just me getting shot or whatever. So we had to come back. We're we'll pick it up next year, and then
it was 2020.
COVID happened, and then we just all got shitty jobs and raised our own money, and then picked it up in 2021 in Atlanta. Yeah, I don't know where I was going.
I mean, I
with
wouldn't
that.
say. I mean, really, we redid the ending, but in terms of full scenes that are cut, not really. There's
there was a frog lips mouth close up. He wanted to kind of do a body horror.
There's shots and stuff, but not really whole scenes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess to that point, I was just curious. Do you think once you're done touring it, will you do? I mean, do you have any plans to do a physical media release or stuff like that? Okay, so you're working on that. And I was just curious if we'd see any of that stuff.
We thought about putting that shitty ending in there.
And on the special features.
We didn't even try to edit the original ending. We were just oh, this is so bad. There was an ambulance that we just used a U-Haul with a drape over it.
You could see the talent in the back, and then actors that we had the chief and Miss Strictly come back, and they were what? Edit this? We're I don't.
They came back, they're oh, what the heck? Well, I guess you're cool. And it just didn't work, so we just changed it up. But we got a distributor because of the road show, so that was awesome.
That's awesome.
And they want to do physical media, they want to do VHSs, Blu-rays.
Oh, wow.
We talked about doing a vinyl release for the soundtrack.
Well, I want to ask you about the soundtrack. We want to get shout outs to our composer, Emmett Vance. Every single thing you hear in that, completely original. One man who's been working professionally composing for decades. He literally bought a retro synth for this movie, and he did everything so cheap because he just believed in it, wanted to be part of it. He was sick of the corporate stuff he was working on, so he worked at a very reduced rate, and he gave us more than we could have ever asked for. Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering, with Blind Cop 2 being finished and you said it's going to get a release, do you think there's going to be a sequel, maybe a deaf firefighter or a mute EMT or something like that?
Blind Cop 4.
Blind Cop 4. Skip 3, go to 4. Also, what is Blind Cop's name now? It's just Blind?
His name's just Blind Cop. I mean, George would play Blind Cop. He's like, I got a name for it. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is.
He's like, I got a name. We're like, what is he? He's like, I'm not telling you.
But we actually today came up with an idea. We could do Blind Cop 64.
Oh, shit. Okay.
We're down.
But I mean, the truth is, we feel like Blind Cop works well as a standalone movie.
Yeah.
Like, we feel kind of like sellouts. We make another. But if somebody has a lot of money, I mean,
We've had the discussion. It's like, we love Blind Cop. We're very proud of it. We have a lot of other ideas. We want to do something else. But also, if a studio came to us and gave us money, we'll be like, oh, fuck it.
We're not sellouts, but if there's money, then we'll sell. But, I mean,
We're not sellouts yet.
Yeah. No one's giving us enough.
We all spent so much time. I spent 10 years on this. Like, we all spent like almost a decade. Like, we just want to do some new stuff, frankly. But bringing it on the road's been great and connecting with people and showing it to fans because we shot it for the big screen. So people like you coming out seeing an indie movie, we really appreciate that.
But I mean, we did literally bleed for this movie. There were some accidents that happened. One thing I like to point out, just for everyone in the audience to know, that scene when there's the burning building and Blind Cop's trying to escape, and he's kind of padding on the walls, and he hits that glass pane, and you hear him go, "Oh fuck!" and he like looks down. That was real. George was so incredible actor, one of the most incredible actors I've ever worked with. But he had two pairs of shades. He had the normal ones, and he had the blackout shades. Because he was like, I don't want to see shit. Like I want to be blind. So we're telling him, we're like, okay, George, when you do the scene, don't go to this pane like that. There's real glass. He's like, yeah, whatever. So first take, he goes, he hits the pane of glass, it shatters, and it falls, and it slices his leg open for real. And so he was very passionate about it. He was like, but if you watch the tape, I stay in it. I don't break. And we're like, George, you use your eyes and you look down. And you say, oh, fuck. So to his credit, so he cut his leg open. We had to take him to the ER, and they glued his leg shut, and he was literally performing Shakespeare to like stay in it. He was like, oh, and the nurses were like, who the fuck is that? So he came back. It was like 3 a.m. But to his credit, literally the next shot you see, when he's on the ground holding his leg, he finished the scene that night with a glued shut leg. Wow. And he's holding it so you can't see the giant cut on him. So credit to George.
I have a quick question for you. I hope this isn't like offensive to the blind community here, because I'm not as familiar. His cane, how it would like unfold, like was so cool. But is that like a existing thing?
Yeah,
that's a
real seeing eye cane. Yeah.
I didn't know. I've never seen. Yeah. I think it was just his swagger with it. It was that was like so daredevil.
George was really serious about his movie. He's a very dedicated actor. He's the most unique human being I've ever met. He lives in New York City in a shoebox apartment. All he does is act, work out, and bartend to survive. And he was very serious about the movement, so that's why he wanted the blackout shades. He wanted the real cane. He wanted to focus on everything. He took it very seriously, I will say.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, he was always like, Blind Cop's like a samurai. I'm like a samurai. I'm like, that's my katana. He always would call it the staff. We couldn't call it a cane. He's like, where's my staff?
I've just never seen one unfold, so that was so cool. I was dazzled by that. Are there any other questions?
So I've got 2 questions. One's a quick one. What were the editing programs you used? Because the editing's fabulous. And the second one, how did you meet this George guy? Because you can tell, like you had a wonderful performance. Everyone's performances are wonderful. You can tell that dude was like dead ass. And I could tell he's like genuinely an eccentric. And I'd like to know how you guys came in contact with him.
Eccentric is a very gentle word.
Well, I'm trying to be polite for Hollywood.
Yeah, he's definitely not a Hollywood guy. He's like,
you can tell.
He's a non-union dude. But yeah, I mean, for editing, we just use Premiere Pro, and because we shot it over 6 years, like we had like 6 years of editing, so that kind of helped like kind of work through it. But I worked with one of our editors, Wiz, who lives in Thailand. He couldn't be here today; he's in Thailand. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We just spent a lot of time, and we would literally go frame by frame, be like, "Is this right? What if we did this? What if we did this?" Like very specific with it, just to get it right. And we love doing like the first pass without any sound, just to make sure it works visually. Then you bring in the sound and all that stuff. How we met George, so we did a backstage casting call, and I think we had like 250 people apply to be Blind Cop. And we had it down to like him and this other guy, this West Coast guy, who like kind of had the look down and the action figure feel, but we weren't sure if he could do the dramatic parts. And then we met George, who like blew us away in his first audition. Like literally like 1 minute into his audition, he's like breaking down in tears. He's like, you know, this movie's like, it's about masculinity and we can't share our feelings. And we're like, he gets this movie. But he's the most interesting guy we've ever met. Like, loves football and loves Marlon Brando. And
he will go from talking about like a boxing match, he was like, oh, he just like smashed this guy in the fucking face, crazy, and then he'll be like, and then like Shakespeare, when I read it, I can't stop.
But I mean, he's mentioned like Blind Cop is like so much of his like worst qualities as a person. Like into one, he's like it's almost seeing his shadow self. Like, yeah. I mean,
Kind of a profound answer. They asked him like, is there any part of this character that's honest? And he was like, Blind Cop is the worst parts of me put into a man.
And he is a bit method, you know, like the blackout sunglasses, maybe a little bit of alcohol.
He did love the scene where he's pouring the liquor into the cereal. That was real. We insisted on like, we'll just give you some like apple juice. Like, no, I want.
He's like, well, we were pouring it out. He's like, whoa. Don't pour that. And then he like put some of it in the cereal, and we're like, "How is it?" He's like, "It's actually pretty good. So, you guys should try it. It's a good morning routine."
It's like we're working right now.
I'm trying to make a movie, George.
Well, you're touring this movie around the country, creating fans everywhere you go. How can people support you and support Blind Cop? What do you want?
Rate us on Letterboxd.
Letterboxd
is huge. Helps a lot.
IMDb. We're on Instagram if you want to follow us. You can check out our roadshow. We post fun stuff on there. Augie does all the flyers. Shout out to Augie.
Shout out to Augie for that.
But yeah, and then tomorrow we're going to Long Beach, Art at Long Beach for our premiere there. Then we're going to the Frida in Santa Ana on Saturday. Then we got
Frida.
2 screenings at the Alamo Drafthouse downtown LA from our distributor. And I do gotta say, this whole road show, none of it has been theater rentals. It's been theaters like this who've been able to do like a revenue.
We haven't
split with
forewalled a
us.
single thing. It's all been theaters that actually cared about it.
We are not rich kids at all.
We are not Nepo babies.
We are not.
Outsiders.
Okay. Cool.
Well, thankfully we have theaters like the Digital Gym.
Thank you, Digital Gym.
But yeah, shout out to Meg64. I really appreciate you guys doing this. And to all their fans. You guys are awesome.
All right, that was great. We're going to wrap it up there one more time. Round of applause for the creators of Blind Cop 2. Just want to let everybody know, Comic-Con, the week of Comic-Con, Meg64, we're going to be back here. We're going to be screening. Should we announce it?
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a screening of Gamer Wars on the big screen.
Yeah, hugely influential gaming film.
Phenomenal.
Tommy Tallarico directed, produced, written. So yeah, we're gonna be showing that here.
Let's go.
Yeah, so we'll see you then. Thanks for coming out, everybody.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That movie was funny as hell. Oh my god. Blind Cop 2. Highly recommended if you are a fan of satire, if you're a fan of spoofs and just comedy in general. It's a really good time, man. The filmmakers, super nice guys. Got to talk with them a little bit afterwards, and got a t-shirt. I don't know if I'll be able to show it off in the video here while I'm walking. Let me see. It's a shirt. It's got Blind Cop on it. Where is it? It's on my face. He's got a gun. Yeah, I was telling them the minute. So the movie starts, and it shows the title of the movie, and then right underneath of the title, they have it again in Braille. I was like, this is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Well, if I thought it was quiet earlier, it is much quieter now in downtown. It's almost midnight. It's like 11:30, 11:35, something like that. And heading back to my car. It's kind of peaceful out here right now. It's really nice. Just being downtown San Diego without a whole lot of people around. Just enjoying the sounds of the city. Guy on a skateboard over there. Cars idling at the traffic lights. Oh, it's green. I'm going now. good night, man. Good night for a movie. Good night to laugh. Always a pleasure seeing the guys from Meg64. They are some of my favorite people in the world. Love when those guys do something, love their videos. And I think the Blind Cop film and those guys are a good match for anybody who is a fan of Meg64. I think you're really gonna love that movie. Highly recommended. Well, it's been a minute since I've done the song of the day. Kind of fell off on that. But watching Blind Cop got me thinking about this band, the Casualties, punk band that I really like. And they had a new album come out this year. And I forget what it's called. But there's a song on there called Wake Up, Kill, Repeat. And so listen to that, and that will kind of give you an idea of the level of violence and intensity in Blind Cop 2. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what else I can say about this movie that I haven't already. When you get a chance to see it, go see it. Watch it. Highly recommended. So anyway, that's it from me. I'm sure you've already shut this video off by now. I'm gonna go to my car, which is literally right here in front of me, because I parked right next to the elevator, because I don't like to walk. Oh, tired. What a day. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. I do this every single day, a vlog, something. I put out some kind of video, so I hope that you come back and watch the next one. Hope you go back and watch some of my older ones, and all that. You know, the liking and the subscribing, please. I really appreciate it. I did a video recently where I went to a Renaissance fair. That's been doing pretty well, so if you haven't seen that, go check that out. The Escondido Renaissance Fair, that was a good one. I also went to Goth Day and at Disneyland and filmed something there, and someone actually got mad at me in the comments for thinking that I was making fun of the goths, which I wasn't. But hey, you can't tell some people. So anyway, I'm out of here. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Go watch Blind Cop 2. Go listen to the Casualties, and go Padres. Take care. Bye.